I'm just going to go over the basic structure of the actual workouts and how to do them. So in the previous video we discussed a little bit about the different exercises within each one, but just to remind you, even though I've briefly described this in the template above, I want to just discuss this idea of A1, A2, A3, A4, and A5 and what that means. So what we would effectively do, if in week 1 I give you 3 sets of 8 to 12, you would simply do 1 set of 8 to 12. Okay, and that would be your A1 exercise. Whatever the level, whatever exercise you choose within that is up to you based on the discussion in the previous video. And then you would, after you've done your 1 set of 8 to 12, you would simply go on to A2 after resting for about 30 seconds. You would then do a given exercise within this category of A2. So let's say I do normal push-ups. I would aim for 8 to 12 repetitions, and then I would rest for 30 seconds. I would then go on to A3, and I would complete something like a, let's say, Bulgarian split squat. So level 2, I would do 8 to 10 repetitions per leg, and then I would rest for 30 seconds. And then I would go on to A4, and then A5. A5 is typically a core exercise, so that would normally be either repetitions or time given. And then at the end of that A5, I would rest for about 2 minutes, grab a drink, and then I would go back up towards A1 again to repeat for the second set or second round, depending on how you want to look at it. I would simply go through for the allocated number of rounds, so I've suggested that 3 rounds or sets for many of you would be a great place to start. If you feel like that's a little bit too much, then starting at 2 there's no problem at all, and then week 2 you could always try to increase to 3. But you'll notice that by week 3 and 4 we're trying to get up towards that 4 rounds. That's how it typically works. We keep working through, make sure we do the allocated amount of rounds, and then once we've done that, you'll notice that after I do 3 rounds of all A1 to A5, I would then work on to the next part of the workout, which is normally to do with heart rate or cardiovascular work to increase the heart rate and have a burst of energy expenditure or calorie burning towards the end of the workout. So normally here I'll give you some instructions or time or repetitions. In this case, it's follow the instructions. So that's how the workouts work in every single one of them. The only difference is the cardiovascular workout, which is workout number 3. Just read the actual template here, and I think you'll have a little bit of an understanding of what you should do. If there's any questions on that, make sure you reach out and ask me.